I am here with Oksana Grishina. I sort of said it okay. Okay.
Perfect.
And I'm introducing you to my plant-based audience because you do train vegans and vegetarians. You do virtual training, and you have the mindset that they like to learn about. The mindset of a champion. So you've won the Arnold Classic 10 times. You're an IFBB pro. You've been on America's Got Talent. Tell the audience more about you, what you're famous for, why they need to know about you. And I will share my views after.
Maybe they don't need to know about me.
I will
It's
make
better
sure of
to
it.
know.
The best in the
Well,
world.
yeah, I'm also four-time Miss Fitness Olympia, and this year gonna be very special for me because I'm gonna compete again at the Olympia. So, but you know, all my life I'm been in sport. And I know the sport from Olympics. You know, I start to do gymnastics. It's Olympic sport, and now it's Olympia, so it's fitness bodybuilding sport. So basically, from 7 years old, I'm in sport, and obviously, you know, all this diet and training thing. It's just like now I just know it not because I have finished my high education and university, but just practically. So all this diet, all this training, all the experience, plus right now um, I'm not young, you know, so and this is another step for me and challenge for me, which gonna help clients, which gonna help people who over 40, who over 45.
How old are you?
Yeah. I'm 45 right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what's possible, what's challenging we're gonna meet at this age, you know, and what where is the limit, you know? So that's probably that's what I can share with people, and that's what I'm still learning, you know, from practicing, from doing some crazy workouts. You know, my classmates the same age in Russia, like I just, you know, they watch me and they said, "Oh my God, we don't know how you do it, how you looked so good, you know, how it's even possible." And it's not because I'm have perfect genetic. No, no, I have to just I build it. I build everything, and I work extremely hard, especially when you're getting older. It's not easier; it's getting harder. You know, for us to get in shape and workouts and everything.
And you reminded me when you said you did gymnastics. Was there a period in your childhood where you did not live with your parents in order to do that? Is that what I read?
Uh
I
I don't even know how to explain it. Um, how I would every night I spent at home.
okay.
But the time when I couldn't get home because I lived so far, I could spend in my girlfriend's, you know, house, the parents who let me stay, or some others. So like I was standing over sleep at my friends basically when it's, let's say, 9 p.m. and I when I get home it's going to be 12, and you know it could be so hard for me to wake up again in the morning and going back to the city. So that's why it was like home and not home, but my family was absolutely fine with that. You know, they was worrying about me more if I would getting home late through some forest, going through forest.
Oh my,
Yeah.
I was reading it. I was like, how did she do how did you even have the commitment at such a young age when all the kids just want to play and you wanted to be disciplined and have these classes and work so hard? What was the difference?
This is great question. I don't know. Actually, maybe if I couldn't start gymnastics at 7 years old, 8 years old, it was already late. And maybe I would play with other kids. I will do the same things what other kids does. But because I start gymnastics, my life has changed. So I start sport, and I'm sure, and I heard from many friends who does sport too. When you start sport, it's and if you love it, if kids love it, it's just you got passion for it. You just obsessed with this, and of course, you have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined to continue doing well in the sport. So that's what probably, because I started gymnastics, it's changed my life. And but also all my kids' time was kind of like, let's say, in school, I felt myself like an alien. I wasn't belong to my classmates at all, and we just talked with Boris about it, and I'm like, oh my God, when they ask me for, Oksana, can you go for like reunion, it's called, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no way. I hate this time.
Yeah. I do
it's
too.
just, it's like we are different. And all 10 years when I study in school, I was like, I doesn't feel like I belong there,
Did
So
that affect you?
When you feel like you kind of, how to say, when your classmates, girls who start to date guys or start to smoke and drinking or going to party, have fun, they call it fun.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I don't call it fun. It's not fun for me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, I don't like it. And of course, kids, they kind of like, playing with, they being mean because you kind of different. And I know what it is. I know what it is. That's why I hate school.
Mm-hmm.
I hate school. But when I got to university, oh, thank you. And when I got to university and I study as a physical trainer and coach, everyone was from sport. And that's time I love, because everyone, guys, girls, and I start to talk with guys finally, because I was afraid in school to talk to guys at all. So, but university, we are all the same. Somebody does box, somebody does, I don't know, swimming, pom, and everyone with achievement. And that was perfect time for me. I felt good, because we are from the same society.
There's something you said in an interview I wanted to go back to. In gymnastics, because you said there was a transition where you went from gymnastics to bodybuilding, and people appreciated your muscles, but in gymnastics, muscles were not good. You need to be skinny, and you struggled with food. They called you fat. Okay, in this country, if you're called fat when you're growing up, or you have pressure to eat a certain way or be skinny, they develop eating disorders or addictions, or they see the commercials and all. How did you avoid that, or how did you deal with that? Anything you can share?
In Russia, we mentally very different people than in United States. And now I can tell this because I have been living in United States about 10 years, maybe, even probably more, 15. Yeah, I think 15. And now I can see this difference. So mentally people different. In Russia, people get used to critic. And critics makes us better. Critics, some critics, of course, makes us think about who we really are, how people sees us, how people, I don't know. It's just, we're okay with that. We waiting, we expecting it. So that's how we can grow in what we do. That's why gymnastics, all other sport, is very selective. From one side, of course, it's offended for many kids who want to do gymnastics, let's say, right? But they not genetically fit to gymnastics. And coaches can say, no, we can't take your kid because she's just gonna waste her time, and I'm like a coach gonna waste my time because, not right genetics and not physical conditions that they expected. But it's Olympic school, So right now, from what I know, in Russia, now they start to opening some school for kids who not like can be in Olympics team, but they also can do gymnastics because they love it. They want to try it. So, and this is a great because they start to doing this for kids. So that's why I struggle all the time, because I start to do gymnastics and I was good with conditioning, with everything, flexibility, but genetic. And I absolutely understand, and I'm not upset at coaches. I accept it as it is, because that's the truth. But I was trying to change myself, and I was struggling with diet and everything. But at the same time, I learned a lot. I learned about diet. I learned about my body. I learned that you can't avoid muscles. If you have genetically muscles, you can't cut them. You can't.
You cannot.
They are always gonna be with you. Yeah, there is some tricks with diet and blah blah blah, but it's just your genetics is gonna be with you, and you accept it or you not accept it, or you can find something, some sport or something which really can help to, maybe to develop it, even more. So that's why, I was the one kid who struggled with diet all the time. I didn't eat anything. I couldn't eat protein because my muscles react on it right away. So I was just, but at the same time, like I said, I learned a lot. And I see my girls who I compete with in gymnastics, they are skinny. And they were eating everything, like chocolate, ice cream, everywhere. Like, I can't imagine. If I would eat it, I would like, boom, right away. And nothing. It's because genetic. So it was great time for me, to really learn about it. It's like when you're in bodybuilding, you want to be like Jay Cutler, and you can't understand why your muscles doesn't look like Jay Cutler, but you follow diet exactly like Jay Cutler, diet and everything. But why muscles not grow up? And you work out using Jay Cutler training program, but nothing's going on because genetic. So yeah.
Also, I think what you're saying too is the perception and the culture matter. So the way that American kids might perceive, they may be more gentle towards the treat, like their mind might be more responsive to gentle nurturing.
Yeah, I think I used to work in 2 or 3 gymnastic school in United States. And first I couldn't understand, because I just came from Russia. I started to work as choreographer in gymnastic school. And first I couldn't understand how parents allowed to their kids eat, let's say, burger on the break between, like, in gymnastics workout. And for me, it was shock. I couldn't understand. But then coaches explained it to me that you can't say anything to parents, to kids, like, yeah. But after this break and eating burger, their kids just throw up, and it's obviously, that's why I was like, I couldn't understand. But after a while, I understand that you can't say anything, and I don't know it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, but anyway, when you're in Olympics team, I think coach should be your second mom or your second, your second mom. You have to trust if you want to get result. Uh, so, but it's hard to find the coach you can trust now. Like you can really trust who really care about your kid. Yeah, I know. So it's like 50-50. I don't know. Maybe it's too much. Maybe sometimes, kids still want to improve and they have to know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
They have to know the real truth, which can help them to improve. Or maybe coaches should just find right way to explain it, like without being offensive, or just right way to explain kid. Yeah.
It's sort of related to this next question because we might run out of time, so I have to prioritize this question that while I have you, is the mindset of a champion versus somebody that may quit after a certain number or whatever. So like I've seen you injured. I've said this to you before, like I would call the ER and go to urgent care with the injuries I've seen when you are working out. But what do? You go and work out again in the same studio with the blood and the injuries. When you're completely exhausted, when you're training for Olympia, all of these things, most people, they would stop because it's time to recover or they're tapped out or they're injured and you go for it. So my question, and this is for everybody, whether they're vegan or not, can benefit, is just what it is that you say in your mind versus what regular average athletes would say. What makes you the best? I just want to get in your head.
I'll tell you important word, fear. So when I talk to so many people and clients and athletes, and what's so interesting, they said, I'm afraid to look bad. I'm afraid it's not, people will look at me. I'm afraid I cannot do it. I'm afraid it's going to be embarrassing. Afraid. Remove this word afraid. You are not afraid to look as you're gonna look. You are not afraid. So I think, and the same with injury. When we got injury, I went through a lot of fear going back to the gym and do the same move. It's a lot of fear. Yes, it's crazy, but I have to find it. But when you do this movement again, gosh, I promise you, you're going to feel amazing. Just remove this fear from your head. Fear stops people from a lot of things.
So I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You just, if you catch yourself in that talk or that moment, that's when you shift. That's the one thing to remove.
Yes, because not many people believe in themselves. I understand it's hard, really, but just especially when it's really difficult time, we all have life, we all have difficult times, and when it's times come, people just less believing in themselves, but just blaming themselves for something that happens, and this belief is going so down somewhere. You even forget about it. But no, get it back. This belief. Don't hide it. Don't push it down. Doesn't matter what happens in your life. Please just believe in this idea which you had 5 years ago. Believe in this idea which you had when you were a kid. Find it, because this belief is only yours. And it's gonna happen. Because just don't lose faith.
I'm with you. And it reminds me of when I worked with you, like you had the balance between like the strict coach, the Russian, like you said, the way you were raised, but you knew to have I was going through, my father was passed away and all this, and you found the way to be kind but tough, and you like, get to the gym, don't use it as an excuse, and stay focused on your goal, because you'd feel even worse. Like,
Yes, absolutely.
and you were very kind and compassionate. Like, you had every possible balance. I cannot recommend working with you enough. This is my chance to say thank you for you got me. I mean, I haven't been working out since that time as much, but during the time I worked with you, I was in great shape, and I got through my father's passing much better because of you and the gym. So,
yes, I remember this well, Sherry. Yes, and you did an amazing transformation. Great. I know it's tough, and you have to now, right? Because you had difficult time, and you know how it is. You went through this big challenge, so you can advise people, and that's the most, I think, important thing when you try something. When you go over, you can give people great advice. Listen, I went through this, and I know. But when you don't went through anything in life, because of your fear, what you can share with your kids, what you can share with people, with friends. So, yeah.
And had I not listened to you and pushed through, then I would have felt worse and not have overcome a challenge. So you're right on everything. Do you have a couple minutes to do speed round?
Speed round? What does it mean?
It means I ask like 5 questions, you give 60-second answer.
Let's try, but with my English, it will be difficult.
Okay. Your English is amazing. This is actually one of my questions, because you went to this competition when you, I think it was Arnold, your first Arnold. You spoke no English.
No English.
No money.
No money.
And you had a goal. No friends, no connections. You just went, you came to this country and did it, right?
Yeah, I came to this country, and all what I did is just smile.
It worked. It was amazing. Like,
work, and smile when people talk to me.
Did you have Boris? Were you married then?
Yes. We came here together. Thanks God. Yeah, we support each other. That's what helps. I don't know what I could do if I would by myself.
Were you? Did you win that first time or not? You came.
No. I came 2007, and Arnold Classic. My first Arnold was 2008. So, but my first victory at the Arnold was 2014.
Wow. Okay, so my question, just real quick, on that stage, being in that environment, because you shared what it meant to your father and to Boris, that they were already so into bodybuilding and Arnold, and like, you manifested that reality. What was that moment like, including winning or just being there, whatever? What was it like to share with them and you? What was it like? Because you're also doing something for the people that you love and that raised you and that you're married to. Like, you got to bring it all together.
I couldn't believe that's happening. I just couldn't believe. And when Arnold came up on stage, I couldn't believe it's happening. I don't know. I was speechless. And when I started to say something, Arnold was so supportive. He said, "Oh, I'm glad I'm not the one with an accent."
Yeah.
I was like, foolish. Because I don't even remember what I said. Because it's diet, it's so much emotions. Like, you see Arnold standing in front of you like this with this microphone. You just want to take a minute and just look at him.
Yeah.
Especially first time, it was it's speechless. Yeah.
Was your dad there, or he watched from home?
No. My family, no, they didn't see. They saw just video. They just saw video, and I'm glad they went First time to see me competing in 2017 in Las Vegas at the Olympia. They saw it live.
And did he
that's
cry?
No, my father cried.
Yeah.
My father cried as any man. But women are more stronger, right? Women more stronger, because my mom, I saw video, and what makes me cry, because I see my mom first time how proud she was. She knows me, she knows what I'm doing, but she saw reaction of people, and she was looking, they were sitting on balcony, and on this video everyone was applauding, screaming, and she was look at people, she was look at audience, like, something like she said, this is my daughter, this is my, like I don't know, I will never forget her face, such a naive and such a so happy face. I wanted to make her happy. My dad, I want to make them proud. And my dad, of course, I see he got emotional. He started to cry. They were like kids, Yeah, I'm thankful my sister got this on camera. And I'm so grateful. I'm like, oh my God, this is in my memory forever. This is the best.
Yeah, I that's what I was thinking about, like my heart thinking about your family and Boris, and you guys did this together, and your sister too. Like you're close to your sister, right?
Very close. She's my best friend, and she's my partner for all 4 shows in Russia. She's incredibly strong, emotionally, physically. So yeah, very strong. Even she younger than I am. I'm very emotional, but she's so calm and she's so real because she still lives in Russia.
She knows what's up.
Yeah. So she's very strong, very strong. I could say woman.
Yeah.
She's always kid for me, but now she's a woman.
Yeah, and it's not just the bodybuilding, but the bringing everything together of growing up with everybody or being in this, because Boris is your manager too, right?
Yeah, he is my coach. He's my everything. He's like half. We always making decision together, and yes, it's my best friend. And we respect each other a lot, and that's the most important. When you live with someone for so long, and respect and friendship is
respect, best friend, the secrets to a happy marriage. I'm throwing in another question. So that's the answer for that one. Secrets to a happy marriage is make it your best friend, respect each other, support each other.
Yes.
Communication.
Absolutely. Oh, you said it just perfect. Communication. Anything happens in your head because, when you live with someone together in the same room all the time and you have jobs different and someone, kind of like have difficult times, going through difficult times, God, sit with your half and talk, talk anything that bothers you. Because that's the person who can help you, just if you respect each other, but when people not respect each other, it's going to be argument, it's going to be conflict, they're going to start arguing, blah, 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 and it's just huge because they not respect each other. Just sit and just imagine I'm the person from the street and just talk and just let him talk. Or he should let me talk and just listen. Because during this time, people not listening to each other. They stop listening to each other. When you see couples in restaurant, they both on the phone all the time. We laughing with boys, like, sometimes we look like, what? Why
are they even going out, right? Yeah, I know.
All the time.
Yeah.
8 to done. So, and we make a rule also just to be as less on social media as possible, or if we're going together somewhere, just turn phone off and just stay connected, just stay with each other.
Yeah, I heard, I'm never getting married, by the way, but I did read that lack of, once you lose respect for the other partners, when, you see divorces or relationships falter. And I also know, just because I have a passion for communication and my degree is in communication, that uh, as long as the other person is willing, you can work through anything. That is my opinion. As long as the other person is willing to talk, that there's nothing you can't solve.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And we all different, sometimes some people who love to talk and some people who really inside themselves, like really, and you have to find the way to let this person talk because, right now when you in group of people, the one who larger gonna talk.
Yeah.
But there is no respect to other people who in this group, who quiet, who may be shy, or who may be a little bit thoughtful, very thoughtful before they say something. Should let them talk, that's why. And that's same in family. Just be respectful.
That's a good point too. Because some people aren't ready to talk at the same time. Also, that's another issue I've noticed. So I keep learning. That's the one thing I'm going to be learning till I die, because everybody is so different. They bring all their past traumas, and they're introvert or extrovert, and there's just so many things. Or they're perceiving something different than you did, and you have to get to that place. So thank you for that part, because that's a topic I care about. Do you have any language learning tips for people? Because everybody wants to learn another language.
Tip. The best tip: just don't study it in your country. Go to another country and just start to talk. And this is the best way you will learn language. Because before moving to United States, I took some lessons in English, and oh my God, when I came to United States, everything it's all not the same. It's wrong, all wrong, But good thing is online. So when you find a friend, let's say in Spain, and you communicate with him, you start communicate with him, and that's the good way to study language, with someone who knows language well, like who speak this language. So this is, I think, the best way. Yes, you can open book, you can read, but it's going to be absolutely different when you will talk with person.
Oh, if you're not saying it out loud, you're not learning the language. So you have to talk to other people. That's the
listen, and that's actually that's the difference between USA and Russian people, because Russian being so judgmental,
They weren't Russians, I don't think, but they spoke Russian.
Okay, because I tell you one thing. When I start to speak English, I know it's hard, and I went to challenges, to speak out loud because it took me like 2 or 3 years being quiet. Because when I said something, Russians comment me, "Oh my God, you better to shut up, you better to not speak." And it's all from Russians. The funny thing that no one from United States said me a thing. They said, "Oh, you have a cute accent." They being polite, they being nice, because they understand that it's difficult for me, and they're so supportive. No one said anything, and no one laughed, like openly. Maybe they can laugh behind, but no one said anything, because in United States, a lot of people from different countries, and they probably get used to different accents. But Russians, even if they don't speak English at all, they're like, "Oh my God, blah, 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 blah." It's all bad. It's all bad. So that's why I'm telling you, listen, don't worry about it at all.
Don't worry, and practice, and don't worry about sounding stupid. It's again, don't entertain fear. if you want to succeed at what
Hmm.
you're working on. Okay, how do we have any time left at all?
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Real fast, real fast. Okay, because back to Boris and your future plans, like, are you gonna have kids? Are you gonna write your autobiography that I keep trying to get you? Are you gonna compete? Like, can you talk quickly about your future? And you want to
Uh,
tackle Hollywood too. You did a commercial, Super Bowl commercial with Melissa McCarthy. You were on America's Got Talent. There's so much. So you take as much time as you can give me.
um, well, it's so hard to tell something about future because Hollywood. It's like it's a luck.
Yeah.
It's just a luck. So I'm glad I have some good jobs. I do, and I met great people on productions. It's great, but I also thinking about family. So, and for me as Russian, it's very important. And of course, we want to have kids. So we definitely will work on it. But obviously, with preparation for Olympia, it's hard to think about kids right now. So we just focus on to do what I have to do. I don't know why still, but it's just, when it's something you haven't done because of injury last year, you definitely want to do it. And it's in me only, or it's just sport character, sport temper. I don't know, but it's just, that's how I feel. And Boris totally understand me, and I'm glad he supported, and he believed in me. And I know, like I told you earlier about belief, I'm the same. I'm human being. My belief is also, jumping up and down all the time, but I keep it. Come on, you believed in this idea. This is good. You knew it earlier, so believe it. Don't give up. Like it's with everyone. It just depends how much we truly believe in ourselves. So, and yes, definitely, if in Hollywood something happens, and I will get great work, it's good. But Boris, right now, he signed with my agency. And the funny thing that he just got to my agent and he got an audition, first audition in his life, and he booked it.
Yeah.
And he booked it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? my agent, oh my God, Boris has such a great look. Let's sign him. Let's sign him. But Boris, like you said, he never on camera. He never on camera. He doesn't like to be on camera. He's just more behind the camera. And he booked it and he did this job. And so when I talked to him, he went through huge challenge. That's what we talked about earlier. But when they said, okay, when he came on set and they said action, he said, oh my God, I felt relief, like amazing. When
like in the zone, he just knew.
yes,
Amazing.
he stepped this fear, like he stepped over.
Mm-hmm.
And when he back home, I couldn't recognize him. He was the happiest guy I have ever seen. I'm like, wow, he was he couldn't stop talking. Even he's so quiet, he not often talk. He couldn't stop talking. I was so happy. I'm like, oh my God, I see. It's amazing. So don't be fearless. It's just to everybody. You never know what you're capable for if you will just stop yourself because of fear to do something. And of course, we're talking about good things. It's not about bad, only about good.
Of course.
So yeah, this was absolutely great. And I led this Hollywood thing to him because he's got the most amazing auditions and he's a guy and he has great look. And so if he will get some good job, I will be happy, but I want to be mom, of course.
I can't wait for both of those things. And he is very handsome, and I met him in person. And I love how happy you were for him. Like, that's how much you just love each other so much. You're so genuinely happy for people you care about to be happy. That makes us so happy.
Yeah, I think yes, that's the goal, I'm I'm not really happy when I have something or when I go something. Like, it's egoistic thing probably when you go somewhere and everything is beautiful that you enjoy it, but I'm not enjoying it until I share it with someone. It's like, if I travel somewhere and it's a beautiful place, I feel so bad because I can't show it to my family, my
Yeah.
sister, Boris. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, it's about sharing things, sharing happy moments, makes people happy, more happy.
Yeah, and the other thing people don't know about you is not everybody knows. You have an incredible sense of humor. You are incredibly kind, and so you're this greatest athlete in the world, the best fitness competitor in the world, and the bodybuilding world knows you. You're very famous. But for my community, it's like, yes, you can virtually train vegans. If they want to contact you, I will have all that information, but it's the way that you embrace life, and it's the same philosophy I have, which is why we connected. And we've talked about this many times, but it's just about expanding the kindness because everybody's going through something. We don't always know what it is. Staying connected and spreading it. Like, if someone eats meat and they put a comment on my thing, I'm going to give them kindness. So that's what we're talking about, which is um, how can we expand that joy that we have inside with everybody? And so for you, you're using your bodybuilding career and your fame for that. But the main thing that you share that I see is your heart and your love and your kindness and your joy and the making people laugh. I don't know if you want to say anything about that, but that is why I love you so much and care about you so much and wanted to have you on the channel.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's just, it's so fun to talk with you. And yeah, for people, just be true to yourself, be yourself. And remember, there are people like you always. And if right now you feel lonely, or, you feel like you're an alien in this life, no, no, there are people like you. And I find those people long time ago when I was a kid. I mean,
Yeah.
I had the situation to find people like me. So there are people. Just stay open to life, stay open. Stop look at your phone, just look around. There's so many beautiful things, and this is a life, and we have just one life. Unfortunately, there is no other life, so we have to enjoy this life, um, live, not virtually. I mean,
That's
not.
right. Real
Yeah.
life.
Yes. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're gonna stay not with your online people, right? You're gonna stay in this real life with real people, with real friends, who you see every day. So just, yeah.
I'm with you. And in the online world, the blessing from that is that we can reach more people and remind them of this message. So I'm grateful that you came on. That was a perfect segue. But I do know, like, when we're in the zone the way Boris felt after this audition or whatever, there's a joy inside us that we can tap into, and then we can share it with others when we're vibrating that high. And that's what I want to do online. And even though I don't like to be online, it's worth it for people to share you with more people. So thank you
Yeah,
so much for doing this.
thank you.
Everything I forgot to include or we didn't have time, I'll be in the article, and we'll finish that and I'll keep you updated.
Yeah, and I hope I see you at the Fit Expo in Anaheim. I don't know if it's close to you or not, but it will be great to see you there.
Yeah, so you're going to be there this August 5th, is it? Coming up.
August 5th, 6th. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
We're gonna, yeah.
you're going to what?
We're gonna perform, do dance battle on stage, and also seminar with star seminar, and I'll have my booth, And we have beautiful booth, by the way, this time. It's
Oh,
gonna be, yes,
I'm
great poster. Yeah, one friend of mine, he created this beautiful poster. So yes, if everyone listening before, I'm inviting you August 5th, 6th in Anaheim. And you, I hope to see you
I
there.
better get this video out before then. They skipped San Diego this year, so it's not
Oh yeah.
they're not going to have it till next year. So I'll for sure be in San Diego next year.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember, this is your last question, do you remember the snack that I shared with you at your booth last time we met?
Absolutely.
What was
Yeah.
it?
It's so let me in Russian it's called one second. Hurma.
That's right.
Hurma. I don't know how it's called in English.
In English, it's called persimmons.
Persimmons. Interesting. Hurma. Yeah, and it was funny thing because you asked me and said no one knows it, and I was like, oh, it's easy.
You knew it. And they were wrapped with lettuce or romaine lettuce. So we had snacks
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Tying in
It's wonderful.
tying in the plant-based diet at the end.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything. I'll keep you posted.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
everybody.
so much.
I
Yes.
appreciate you so much.
God bless you guys. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.